can you tell when relocation is the best thing for you? Only you can answer that question. Only you can answer that question. You've been living somewhere for a long time. You made moves here and there. Maybe things don't turn out the way you planned for it to turn out. You keep running into a dead end. Start walking into a brick wall. Over time, you start to see certain signs, like nudging you to go in another direction. You might ignore it. You might be like, man, whatever, maybe I should just try harder. Maybe I should hit my head against this brick wall harder. Maybe I should run faster towards this dead end. Maybe I should break through this dead end. On the other side of this dead end is where the accomplishment of my goal, that's where it lies. So let me just keep digging, let me keep plugging away at it. See, even in a situation like that, if that's situational. So you keep plugging away at it. There's gonna always be like a little inkling of give. Like you're starting to break through. You're gonna see those signs too. Because this is different from, trying and failing a whole bunch of times, and then you finally break through. This is different than that. This is not, because I agree with that too. This is like this Warren Buffett quote that I came across up online. I think it was Warren Buffett. I'm pretty sure it was Warren Buffett. It might, you know what? It wasn't Warren Buffett. It was it was a Chinese dude. I can't pronounce his name. Well, anyway, this brother was trying to start a business, and he kept going to banks to get a loan, to get a business loan. He got turned down like 242 times, but he never stopped. He kept plugging away at it. Now he's on Forbes list. He's a billionaire. That's different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about basically opening your mind to the possibility that you might need to uproot yourself away from people you've grown up with your whole life, people you know, family members, etc. Everything you're familiar with, everything that you're comfortable with. The best thing for you to do as an individual might be to uproot yourself and go somewhere else. And then when you get to this other place, start implementing your plans. Have plans set up, mapped out what you want to do by this time. Keep on extending it. Then you accomplish a goal, establish another one. Work towards that finish line. Sometimes all it takes is relocation. Doing something you love versus something that you're good at. Finding a balance in between. Like a seesaw. Finding a balance. Because sometimes we're really good at something, just naturally good at something, but we hate doing it. So if you're doing that and you're making good money, it's because you're naturally good at it. But if you hate every second that you're doing it, at that point it's no longer a career, it's no longer a passion, it's no longer the drive that you desire. It becomes a job. Just like the 9 to 5s that we all work, we all know how to do, whether naturally or we were trained to do what we do to make money. But with the same stresses of that, the 9 to 5 running on a hamster wheel, you'll suffer the same fate as far as when you map out your plan, what you want to do. And because you're naturally good at it, but at the same time you hate it, now it's just like any other job that you've ever worked. Like working in a warehouse. And majority of warehouse jobs suck. We all know that. Warehouse jobs are literally modern day slavery. Not only are you trading time for money working there, but you're also trading your physical health for money working there. Because that's no doubt modern day slavery right there. It's back breaking for crumbs on the table. Now add that to those salaries basically staying the same. Now you dump those salaries in today's climate with the inflation rate going so high at a rapid pace. And then you throw gas prices in there. Not just the gas you're paying at the pump. That's all they get talking about, but that's not the only way that energy is being affected. Because if you pay attention, it's showing up on your light bill too. Energy as a whole is going up. But those salaries are staying the same. Those salaries are staying the same. Sometimes you just need to be like, man, fuck it. Maybe I need to jump to another state altogether. Some people have found solace moving to a whole new country. Maybe that's your calling. Maybe that's where you belong. Maybe you're in the wrong country. But I would say to all the men out there, try another state first. Because America is the land of opportunity. You can make things happen here. If you run into a dead end in one state, city, suburb, wherever you're at, I'm not saying it's, every time you run into a dead end, jump up and move somewhere. Not. As long as you have a plan and you're implementing your plan, you'll be able to recognize, what kind of progress is being made. Should I keep pushing this way, or should I devise a new plan? Because you'll be able to see that, progress is starting to give. Okay, it's starting to move a little bit. You'll see the signs. But don't be afraid to be like, you know what? I need to get away from people I hang out with, people I grew up with. I need to get away from people. I need to get away from old relationships to get my ass up and move to a whole nother state and start fresh. As long as you have a plan, and don't let nobody talk to you like, you know, you're too old to do this, you're too young to do that. Make your moves pertaining to your life as you see fit. Don't be a slave to other people's opinions. If something ain't working for you, make plans to escape that situation. Some people wake up at different stages in their life. Especially if you grew up running the streets, grew up a knucklehead, you didn't have positive influences in your life. Day in, day out, you're around negative people, circumstances, situations. Any plans that you have, that your environment plagued you the whole time, not realizing what you call good and bad luck was created by the environment that you chose to live in and be in. Could be as simple as that. One, two, three, ABC. For the men out there that might feel the world is crashing in on you, things are going wrong, been going wrong for a while. Your environment is not the most positive, it's not the most nurturing. That might be a sign for you to make your exit. Might be just the best thing for you to just pick up and go somewhere else and see what happens. Always be mentally prepared for if you have to just pick up and leave in 30 seconds. I forgot how that line of Heat go, but he was right on point. Heat coming around the corner, which in this scenario would be the dead ends that you ran into in the state that you're in, business-wise, financial-wise. The Heat coming around the corner might be a sign for you to just back up and relocate to a whole nother state. Start fresh, start over. That might be all that you need in your life. But you know, it might be all that you need. I'm out here now sitting in the park. I remember in the 1980s, 83, 84, 85. Around this time of year in April, it would be like 75, around 70, between 70, 75, 77 fucking degrees outside. I remember that shit. You know? But that's Chicago weather for you and shit. What the fuck is it? It's like 54 degrees and shit. I'm like, where the 20 degrees go? Need that back. Then over the last decade, we've been known to get snow in April and May. That's some bullshit right there. Straight up bullshit. But yeah, I just wanted to impart that on the man out there. Sometimes, yo, we just need to get up and leave. If you got a woman that's not pulling on the same end of the rope with you, she pushing you away, she not communicating with you, she going against the grain, she going against you, you might just have to let her go on about her business. Fellas, you can't make no woman be with you. Sometimes you just gotta take that L and flow with the breeze, you know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. And for the women out there, yeah, let's go for y'all too. If it's a dead end, both y'all pulling at the separate ends of the rope. Instead of pulling as a team, it's a tug of war. Both of y'all need to let go. You make a left, let him make a right, and let it be that. And as far as my relocation analogy and thoughts and advice, that goes for men and women. Only you know what your individual situations are, your atmosphere that you grew up in, that you live in, that you currently partake in, people you know, your relatives, friends, loved ones, whoever. You have to analyze all that shit and come to the conclusion, yo, is this the best situation for me individually? Is this the best atmosphere for me to be in? Is this prosperous for me? Am I learning? Am I growing? The answer is no. You need to start making plans for your exit. So that's all I got to say about that. You guys hang tight and breeze. Later.